Hello, how are you guys? Welcome and welcome back to my channel. This will be my part 2 of my series of when coaches have affairs with basketball players, their players, that is, on their team, on their respective teams. This will be part 2, and this will be all about Mr. Tyler Summit. Now, allow me to give you this introduction. If you don't know who Tyler Summit is, you may have heard of his mom, the Pat Summit. Okay, yes, that is Patricia Summit. Again, she is a legend, okay, even in death. This woman is legendary. What she did for women's basketball, for the game of basketball, period. She was a legendary head coach of women's college basketball teams. And unfortunately, this woman is no longer with us. Okay, she passed away in the year 2016. And what's actually peculiar, I didn't even realize this until just recently doing my research. That was the same year. Unfortunately, her son, again, Mr. Tyler Summit, he got caught up in some fool-la-la. Yes, some foolishness when he actually impregnated his own basketball player. Allow me to read you an article by swishappeal.com. It says, sources, Tyler Summit relationship with player results in a pregnancy. It says, multiple sources close to the situation have informed Swish Appeal the person Tyler Summit had an inappropriate relationship with is a player and that she is pregnant. We have decided to not release the player's name. I know the player's name. I'm going to tell y'all in a minute. Earlier Thursday, Summit resigned from his head coaching position at LA Tech after he admitted to an inappropriate relationship. He also has deleted his Twitter and Facebook accounts. Summit released a statement following his resignation. This is what his statement is. It is with great regret that I resign from my position as head coach of the women's basketball program at Louisiana Tech University. I am profoundly disappointed in myself for engaging in a relationship that has negatively affected the people I love, respect, and care about the most. My hope, plans, and prayers are to repair those relationships. I am appreciative of the opportunity I was given to coach at Louisiana Tech. I am heartbroken that my time has ended in Ruston, but because of my respect for the institution, it is best that I resign. I am hopeful the media and the public will respect the privacy of my family and me as we deal with this difficult situation I have caused. So he takes some accountability. But, they always got to release a statement, mainly from like their managers or like their PR personality people to, take accountability and just kind of sometimes just jump ahead of the story before it's breaking news. Everybody and their mama is picking you and your family apart. The article goes on to say, Summit is the son of legendary head coach Pat Summit. He has been the head coach at Louisiana Tech for the past 2 seasons. While at LA Tech, he compiled an overall record of 30, 31, 19, and 17 in Conference USA play. Prior to coaching the Lady Techsters, Summit was an assistant coach at Marquette from 2012 to 2014. Summit graduated from the University of Tennessee and was on the men's basketball team for 2 seasons from 2010 to 2012. While at Tennessee, he was a student assistant coach under his mother, helping the team from 2007 through 2009, bringing home 2 national championships with the Lady Vols. He also has coaching experience at the AAU level, winning the state championship with his Tennessee Fury 17U team, and a head coach at the Pat Summit Kanunzu Martin and Bruce Pearl summer camps from 2005 through 2011. Off the court, Summit is a co-founder and board member of the Pat Summit Foundation. In 2013, he married his high school sweetheart, Ann Dennis, who he cheated on. Again, Tyler Summit was having an extramarital affair with the team starting point guard, Miss Brooklyn Pomeroy. I called her Brooke Pomeroy for short. Again, I believe she was like 22. He was 25 years of age, guys, when he had a head coach position of a women's basketball team. Okay, this woman is now 31. They are now married together. They have 3 children together, and they live in Ohio. They actually, because she's from Fairborn, Ohio, kind of close where I'm from. Originally, I'm from Columbus, Ohio. Go Buckeyes. Again, I'm a rep it to the day, IDIE. And it's just very interesting that, again, obviously he got this head coaching position because of who his mother is. She's the legendary Patricia Summit, right? So, of course, he also played basketball throughout his formative years, both, elementary, middle, high school, all the way to the college level. He had a lot of previous assistant head coach positions, a lot of previous coaching experiences because, again, he came up under his mom, the legendary Patricia Summit. So again, it's a no-brainer that, he's kind of like a nepotism baby, in a way, a nepo baby. That's what they love to call it these days. In order for him to become the head coach of a women's basketball team at the college level at just 25 years of age. Now, again, most people, some people, are hella smart, right? They start college at 13, 14. I don't know how they did it, but they do. You sometimes see them on the news. But most college students at a 4-year traditional university, they're between the ages of 18 through, I'll say 23, right? Again, you got a 25-year-old man, okay, with testosterone flowing through his veins. Now, again, at the same time, he was married to a woman, okay, his wife, Ann, I felt terrible for her, but at the same time, fortunately and unfortunately, they did not have any children together. Again, he was a newlywed. He had just got married in 2013. They had been married, so he had been a husband, a devoted husband to this woman, his former wife, his first wife, Mrs. Ann, right? He was married to her for 3 years and didn't have any children until he was having, allegedly, again, like he resigned. He kind of admitted to it. Again, a 25-year-old man who was married to a woman. He is the head coach of a female basketball team in college. He comes across this 21, 22-year-old young girl, a young lady, actually, she's a woman, Brooke Pomeroy, aka Brooklyn Pomeroy, and he had an affair with her. And they said, like, she was getting special treatment. He would give her minutes. Like, again, like, it's always signs with these coaches. Again, I got a whole series about this. These two, Mrs. Pokey Chapman, that was my first part one of coaches having affairs with players. This is part two, of course, me and Tyler Summit. It's a theme with them. Like, you can see that the jealousy of the other players, if you just read into these cases, I've been reading, hella articles about this, right? Doing my research. And a lot of the players, they said, like, sometimes it would result in fights, sometimes violence, because they can see the blatant, unfair, unequal treatment that one of the players that clearly the coach has something going on with, an affair going on with, that, they're trying to, give them more playing time. Sometimes they probably are like touchy-feely, always joking around, always alone. It just comes across as being inappropriate. And of course, if you're a player on a team, you're trying to get your name out there. You're trying to get your stats up. You're trying to stat pad. I'll be trying to stat pad. I don't see nothing wrong with it, right? It's just as long as, like, you actually include your teammates. Again, I'll be a stat padder all day. But it's like, how can I stat pad? How can I get my name out there, get my stats up, and get my level of play and talent up when you're going to choose her to go out on the team, out on the court rather, to represent our team, even though she ain't worth a damn, okay? It's like Brooklyn Pomeroy, like, she was okay, but, like, she was nothing spectacular. And I'm sure it was women on that team, okay? The Lady Texters, they actually, really worked hard. They were ambitious, they were driven, and they had high basketball IQs. But he would rather put Brooke out there on the court, except another talented young lady on that team, because he was screwing Brooke. And this is what comes into place when it comes to ethos, right? Ethics, morals, principles, and values in the workplace, regardless of the job, your job title, but specifically if you have a job title that comes with authority, aka, i.e., being a head coach, right? You have a lot of power, you have a lot of influence, you have a lot of impact in these women's life. Again, as a head coach of a women's college basketball team, you choose who gets the minutes, you choose who gets the plays, who gets to be, so to speak, the captain of the team, right? Who gets to shine, who gets the love, the media attention, the praise, right? And it's like, when you mess with that, when that's manipulated, some of these ladies, they want to go on to become, WNBA players. They want to go on to also become perhaps head coaches, assistant coaches, something along the lines in the basketball world, right? In a basketball type of career professionally. And you ain't getting no shine. You ain't getting any opportunities because you refuse to sleep with your coach. You're not attracted to him. He may not be attracted to you. You're probably already in a relationship. But this player, she don't care that this man is married. Again, they are peers. This is why, like, when I think of Gino Ariema, okay, head coach. He's like in his 50. He got to be 55 plus, right? Luigi, okay, sweet, great older Italian man, of the head coach of the ladies UConn, okay, University of Connecticut, the Huskies. He's so much more older than them that even though obviously older men, younger women couples is a thing. He's so much more older than them. Like, take Paige Beckers for an example. She's 23. He's like 55 plus. That man could literally be her father/grandfather. And also he's married with 3 adult children. So it's like, it's such a greater power imbalance, and that wide age gap. It sets the tone of respect. Like, you don't see this man as somebody that I could possibly sleep with just so I can get a little bit of minutes. So, because let's be honest, like, women, like, they'll sleep. It is some women out here that'll sleep with a man for opportunities, for just something in return, right? So they hopefully, more than likely, again, I'm not trying to be messy. I'm just putting it out there as an example, okay? Gino seems like a great man, but if you Paige Beckers or somebody, a young college young lady on the UConn team, you're not looking at Gino as like one of your peers that you can like talk to crazy, try to like, manipulate sexually. You know what I'm saying? And then like when it pales in comparison to this situation. Tyler Summit, he was 25 years of age. Again, like Brooke, she's 21, 22. She doesn't view him as this older man that I gotta respect. Like, this could be my father, my grandfather. She sees him as a potential sexual partner, a potential lick. Let's be real. Oh, I could, manipulate him. Forget the fact that he's married. She obviously don't care. He obviously didn't care. Because again, this woman allegedly she was pregnant. Okay, ain't even on no birth control. You out here playing basketball. You know how physical women's basketball is. Okay, I just did a report on Dee Dee Richards. I said, is she coming back to the WNBA? She was temporarily paralyzed for 6 weeks because she collided with one of her players during a practice. Imagine you out here pregnant. That's again, like, I'm not excusing it. It's wrong. But there's a reason why De'Erica Hamby, when she got pregnant, was frowned upon by the Las Vegas Aces. Women's basketball and women's sports can be very dangerous for women. Now you out here running around pregnant. Tyler Summit impregnated Brooklyn Pomeroy, and like all hell breaks loose because again, one, he married, but again, it's just like that ethos and principles. Would it have gone that far if he was much older than them? That's why again, I don't believe it's not a good idea for a young man, clearly in this case, even if he's married, to be given authority over a women's college basketball team. Again, like, it's always a stereotype, everybody gay. Listen, the majority of women that you see play basketball, be it professionally, college, high school, now of course you have lesbians, bisexual women. Majority of women, in the world are straight. Okay, like 85% plus, we identify as heterosexual. Of course, you got bisexual women who date both men and women, but that's besides the point. What I'm saying is, there's too many opportunities for a young man, a 25-year-old man, to become the head coach of a women's college basketball team. At least like half of the team players are straight. They see him attractive. They don't see him as his father figure, or this is an older man I need to respect. That can never be. He's married. He got children, grandchildren. No, this is a 25-year-old young man, fairly handsome, attractive man, married to. He's married. He has a wife. He's a husband, but he has no children. You're attracted to him. He's attracted to you. You want some playing time. You want this. You want that. He's the head coach. He has the authority. That gives these ladies this. It gives the head coaches as well a green light. Again, it's just not a good look. It's never a good idea to have a young man filled with testosterone to be given complete authority. Not complete authority, but just put him in authoritative or leadership positions over a group of women that's around his age group, like his peers. Again, I feel bad for his first wife, Anne. I haven't done much research on her. I just know, like, of course, she divorced him after the tea was. But I'm like, what can you do? I wish I would be married, or even just in a relationship with a man. And let me find out, he started a whole family. He didn't just cheat on you. He didn't just have sex with this woman. He impregnated her. Do you not know what that means? This man started another bloodline with another woman. When you're supposed to be married to me, devoted to me, like, oh, baby, it's a done deal. It's a wrap, like, man. And I want the house. I want the cars. Okay. I want your pension. I don't care if we were just married for 3 years. This is some BS. I'm being true to you. You're supposed to be true to me. And you tell me you impregnated a woman on your basketball team? Again, they appear to be doing fine. Okay. They're in their 30s now. Again, they are married with 3 children and they live, I believe, in Logan, Ohio, about, like 25 miles west of where I'm from, downtown Columbus, Ohio. And, yeah, it's a lot of lessons to be learned in this. Like I just told you guys, like, again, like that age gap, that authoritative position. You can't take advantage of, people who are under your leadership, under your subjects. Okay. They're insubordinates. Is what I'm trying to say. Again, it's not just women. It's not just men. Both men and women have to be very careful when you're in a leadership position and you have authority over a group of people, mainly your peers or even those who are younger than you. And there's that huge power imbalance. You got to be very careful of how you deal with them when it comes to sexual attraction and having affairs. Again, just another lesson. At some point, regardless of the attraction, the physical attraction that you feel towards someone in the workplace, especially if you're in a leadership position, at some point, professionalism has to take over you, right? It has to take over your mind. And you got to put those sexual feelings that you have for somebody aside and remember to be a professional. Because again, I just feel terrible for his former wife, his first wife, Anne. I don't know what she's doing these days. Hopefully she's doing all right. Because again, he was married to her for 3 years. They didn't have any kids. Imagine, you never know what people are going through. Imagine like she was trying to get pregnant. She wanted to be a mom. They've been trying to, start their family. And then you find out that your husband impregnated a player on his basketball team. I'll be out for blood. Another lesson that could be taken from this is, again, they appear to be happy. He's married now with 3 kids with this woman that he had an affair with. Don't allow your spouse to keep you from finding the love of your life.